Hello everyone, this is Mohammad Azam from Azam Sharp School. And in this small video, I want to talk a little bit about SwiftUI view composition, which basically means how do you compose smaller views in SwiftUI so that it can be reusable in different scenarios. Now, this is a very simple example. You can see that we have a movie list screen with a list of movies, and I'm simply displaying all the movies using the movie list view. To be really honest with you, over here, you don't really need a movie list view because this might be the only screen where you actually display the movies. If, however, in the future you decide that you want to display movies somewhere else also, then you can extract it out. So this part, movie list view, I'm doing a little bit extra, but let's go to the movie list view and check out what's going on. The movie list view, as you can see, it simply takes in the movies, go through the movies, and simply display the cells. So we can actually use this particular list view directly inside our movie list screen. All right. That is okay if you want to do that. And if in the future you see that, oh, I need to display the movies 5 other places, 2 other places, then you can extract out the movie list view. But in the movie list view, each movie itself is displayed by movie cell view. Let's go to the movie cell view. So this is the composition part that you're looking at. We are composing smaller views. And when you create smaller views, it actually increases SwiftUI's performance because the thing that you're passing, the dependency, that is on the view itself, and the view will be recreated, re-rendered, reevaluated when the dependency actually changes. So it actually really helped with the dependencies, which in other words help with the SwiftUI performance. So we have the movie cell view, and let's see what movie cell view is actually doing. Movie cell view is displaying the name of the movie, and then it simply passes the tags to the tag view. All right, so all these tags that you see, these are passed to the tag view. And the rating, which is only read-only, you can see the rating right here. So this is only read-only. You can't really click on that. It's not really going to do anything. So rating view displays the rating, tags view displays the tags. Let's go to the tags view. Now, if you go to the tag view is a little bit interesting because in the movie list screen, the one that you see in the preview, you're simply displaying the tag. You can't really interact with the tag. See, if I click on it, click on the tag or tap on the tag, nothing really happens. But there is an argument that you can pass, a second argument, where you can actually interact with the tags. And right now, from the tags view that we have, which is tags view over here, right? So we have tags view over here. And where's the cell view gone now? Here we go. So the cell view, you can see that we're not really using the second parameter over here for selected tags because it's only for read only. So we're just ignoring it. But there's a separate screen called add movie screen. Add movie screen, which is this one. This is also using similar controls like the rating control, but this is the one where you can interact with the rating. And also the tags view, and you can interact with the tags also. And it's using, in the end, the same exact controls, but they're passing in a little bit extra things, like the selected tags and the rating as the binding. So we can see that how composing our views smaller and using binding or closures, you can make them reusable in different conditions. All right. Now, you have to be careful whenever you are composing the views. You don't really want to make it too small so that they're only used in a very particular scenario or only once, in a very like one control inside one control. And you also don't really want it to make it too bigger so that they are now attached to other views and it's hard to pull them out. So there's a balance that you have to keep in these scenarios. But view composition, very important in SwiftUI because it makes SwiftUI perform better because of the dependencies that you're passing, because the views will only take in those dependencies, right? I mean, and look at these dependencies. Like we have movie list view taking in the movies, movie cell view taking in only the movie, one movie, tags view taking in all the tags, and rating view, well, it's based on the rating. So the dependency of these views, these smaller views, is we're not really passing in like some sort of a global object or some sort of a master, big object or God object. We're just passing it only the thing that it needs. And that's a very important part in SwiftUI. All right. So definitely try out view composition. It's going to take some time to, get comfortable with it, because there's a delicate balance of how you divide your views and how small or how large you want to keep your views based on the needs of the view. So sometimes people will just divide it and then use it in one particular scenario. So maybe that's not a good idea, because as the app you will develop, you will see that, okay, I need that particular view in this scenario. So then you can actually refactor it out. All right. So those will be the things that you should check out in SwiftUI. So this is view composition. Thank you so much. And hey, check out my website. It's azamsharp.school. I host a lot of different, courses over there. As you can see, one-on-one coaching workshops. Actually, there's a workshop just coming up now. This will be on Swift Data, October 24th. Courses, there are a lot of different courses. So definitely check it out. All right. Thank you so much, and see you later.